another video. Today we're here with
Phoenix.
And today we're going to talk a little bit about the pros and the cons of dating a dancer, such as yourself. Go ahead and tell us what you feel is, the reason you even started dancing. What got you into dancing, and how have you liked it thus far?
Well, what got me started dancing was I saw a lot of other dancers on Instagram, and I kind of was following like their journeys and stuff, reading up on them, and I also did a lot of research on dancing because I wanted to dance in other states. So it's also really beneficial dancing. Like, it helps out with bills and stuff. So dancing was a big part of me and my life right now, especially.
I know a lot of people, such as myself, kind of look down on the dancing part, especially for the female dancers. And that comes from me personally. It comes from just knowing that other men or other women are going to be able to see you in your most rare, open form. You know what I mean? Like, your most vulnerable form is when you're dancing, because you're just as close as you can get naked publicly. Then even seeing these movies, like you said, movies, actors online, you hear the rumors, you see them publicly, they're having intercourse with their clients, and that's how they're getting more and more money. So when you see someone who is naturally beautiful or naturally gifted to do what they do best, making a lot of money, it kind of questions, are they sleeping with their clients, are they intercourse and all of that. So how do you balance yourself to not fall into that, and then also kind of still having a personal life, because you might want to sleep with somebody that you see is still cute, still sexy, but you don't want to become a person who that's what they're there for. So how do you balance?
My intake on that is keep your personal life out the club. You never ever want to make one of your clients somebody that you're actually sleeping with and seeing outside of the club, because it kind of messes up the club flow. Now you have other girls in the club who might not get tipped as much because you're fucking the because you're fucking the clients and stuff, and that's what they come in the club and expect. But not all of us are like that. So personally, for me, like I said, I keep business and pleasure. It never really tends to mix, unless I have like somebody that I know outside the club come into the club. Then that's probably the only time. But me personally, I have never slept with anybody who I work for in the club or anything in that type of manner. But it is some females that do that, and that just might be how they make their bag at the same time too.
So my question personally is, like, if you were to date somebody outside of the club, would you want them to come and kind of sit around and have fun with you? And how does that play a part?
I mean, yeah, I want my man to come to the club and see me dance. Like, I would actually like that. Like, it's also a support thing. It kind of means like, okay, so you support me in my craft. You're okay with watching me do what I have to do to get my money, and that's a turn on at the same time. If my man can come to the club and watch me dance, that's a turn on. That means you're not insecure about me. You trust me. It's a trust thing, because at the same time, so now you see what I do at the club. So now the days that you're not there, you know what I'm doing. So it can be a plus. It can also be a con, though. It can be very bad.
I mean, because I'm seeing you, like you said, in your bag, doing what you got to do. That for me is like,
Yeah, trust me. I've ran into men who actually don't like it. Like, they don't. They might not even want me to dance after we've been together, and that's like a cutoff right there.
I mean, so as far as that goes, what do you feel like, is another, I guess, pro or con that you feel like you would advise to do or not to do as a dancer with the, with the man, or when it comes to dating?
If you have a man and you are a dancer, be very open. Communicate. Communication is the best thing that's going to take you far in your relationship.
If you don't tell me on the first day and I find out, I'm cutting you straight off.
I have a lot of friends and I have a lot of people in my circle who didn't first come out about being a dancer, and then ended up getting caught up in it, and the outcome wasn't the outcome wasn't so good. So me personally, though, I deal with men who actually like dancers. Like, they support my hustle, support my bag. So once again, communicate with your partner that you're dancing. Like,
I mean, I don't know, I feel like I'm open to it because obviously, like, people like Cardi B, Lil Kim, who started off dancing and making their bag that way. I respect it 100%. Like, I respect you as a person, but just the craft of it kind of more so, it's like respecting a prostitute. It's like, I respect that person as a person, but as a career doing that, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe like you said, maybe I need to communicate with somebody who does that craft, and then I can open my eyes to it. But What's another pro would you say to dating a dancer and knowing that that's what you?
Well, a pro to dating a dancer, we're always gonna have money, right?
That's true.
Always gonna have money to do stuff, and me being a dancer, it made me more like generous. Like I want to do stuff because now I have the funds to do it. Like I have the funds to do stuff for my family. I have the funds to do stuff for my friends and go out for drinks and stuff. It wasn't always like that. So a big pro is if you date a dancer, she's always gonna have her own money. If she doesn't have her own money, something's wrong. But she's always gonna have her own bread to do things that she wants to do, and then who knows, like, you know, buy you nice things, and then that makes you want to buy her nice things. Now you guys are here together, so that's a big pro.
I mean, I can relate to that. I've had my intertwines with these dancers and, you know, dated these dancers, and it, like you said, it is a bag because, you know, but then it could also be kind of an issue because you have so much money. It's like same thing for men in relationships who don't dance. You know, what do you do if you're making a bigger bag? And I did talk about this on my channel. I'm going to talk about this on my channel. What do you do in a situation where the other person makes more money? And then what do you do if that person makes more money doing something that you have an issue with them doing?
Yeah, I mean,
because do you want to dance for the rest of your life?
No, not for the rest
So then what do you do in that situation where that's her number one source of eventually retiring early? How do you deal with that if they're doing something you don't like?
The way I just hard because I'm not even sure. Like personally, me, I've just never had a run-in with somebody who didn't like it. Now, I did have a relationship that I did get out of because the money was a problem. I was making more money and it wasn't being reciprocated. The things that were being given were not being gave back. So that was a big downfall, a big turn off for me because I'm making all this money. I'm putting so much effort into this and that, and you're not doing as much as me. So that's a con because now I have all this money and now I'm looking to you to be like, okay, match my money, but you can't. So it's like, I can't be in this relationship.
What if he's doing, you know, what if he's chasing his dream? It's not getting him as much of a bag as you, maybe not even half of the bag that you're getting, but you know that you're getting a bag that not many people make.
I mean, I'd be supportive. If he's chasing his dreams and he might not be making as much as me, I'm gonna be as supportive as I can. But it gets to a certain extent where, okay, I'm supporting your dreams. Now I have dreams that I want, like, supported too. But how can you support mine if yours haven't even taken off yet? So it's like time. Time plays a big role in dancing and relationships with dancers. My time, like.
I mean, and that was, you know, something that I feel like is a very touchy topic as far as dating a dancer, dating anyone who's doing something that, you know, you haven't seen yet. You know what I mean? Because some people don't even know what dancing is until they're 18 and their homeboys bring them out like, bro, come on, yo. You know, you never been to the, you know what I mean? Like, you never been to the club, you never been to the bar, and bar, you know, bottle girls, they make a lot of money too.
Yeah,
you know?
Bartenders, bottle girls, hookah girls, we make a good bag.
They're in the same, you know, facility where, you know, if you look good, you're gonna get tipped, you're gonna get money, and then you're gonna get your regulars who come in and drop $100 a night. You know, the last case scenario. You know, but I mean, I think there are a lot of pros and cons to it. But I think once again, it takes the maturity to understand what the pros and cons are, what the benefits are, and once again, the maturity of the person doing that career. Because if I can trust you to be in that, you know, that surrounding, then I don't mind as much. But if I didn't seen you sleep around with my mans or make a bag off my mans, it's gonna make me question it. Because once again, if I done seen you in your environment, can I trust you on your own? Because if you're doing this when I'm there, it's only going to be worse when I'm not. Because you're only going to do more when I'm not there. So, I don't know. What do you feel like is the con, I guess? What do you feel like is the con, something that you have to deal with when you're dating a dancer or when you're dealing with a dancer?
Well, like you said, a con would be having to know that your significant other who is a dancer is out here showing off her body, things that you want to see personally, especially if you're that guy who's like, this is mine and I don't want nobody else to see it or touch it. Then it's like, well, I'm a dancer and this is what I have to do to get tipped. You feel me? I have to maybe show a little titty here and there. I just might have to, you know, take my whole shirt off and get on stage. It's all about just trusting your woman, being comfortable with her, knowing that when she come home, no other man has done what you do to her. You know what I mean? Like, and it's a lot of cons. It's a lot of cons in dancing. That's a big thing, the jealousy part. Big thing about dancing and having a significant other is jealousy. They are going to get jealous no matter what they say, no matter how they feel. They're going to get jealous knowing that their lady is in a strip club, naked, dancing for other men for tips. We're creating a sexual fantasy when we dance. I'm pretty sure women, y'all explain that to y'all man. If you trust your man, if your man trusts you, you're gonna let them know, like, I'm creating a fantasy for these men. But one thing I'm not doing is having sex with these men.
So I hear the word trust being thrown around a lot with your your statements and with your examples. How do you even build trust, enough trust, or even trust in general with somebody who's doing that?
Well, that part usually comes before you usually start dancing. Like you want to communicate that with your partner before you start dancing, so that the trust is there. Like, hey babe, do you trust me enough to go and dance? It's a yes or no answer, and if you don't, then you either have two options. You're gonna sneak and go do it.
It's the yes or no answer.
Yeah,
I feel like it is, but it isn't, because because trust can be broken. You know what I mean?
It can.
And that's where, like, I'm like, nah, because the moment I feel like you even do something slightly that could even grow to be something else, is like, nah. But I mean, I don't know, that this is like you said, once again, this over time, yes or no, and then before you even go and do that. But can you ask somebody to stop doing what they're doing, knowing that this is what they're doing? Can you even build yourself up to ask that respectfully, to say, nah, I don't think you should do that?
So respectfully, you need to have a big enough bag for me to quit dancing. Like, respectfully, if you want me to stop doing what I do, making $500, $600, $700 a night when I go and dance, then you have to be able to provide me $500, $600, $700 to go and do my daily things. I can spend $300 in a day. Can you give me $300 every day to go and spend? And most men will be like, no, that's not even in my budget. Like, okay, so then I'm not in your budget. Then that means I have to do things I have to do in order to be in my budget. You know what I mean? Like,
so if it's not in my budget, personally, is it possible for you to go and find other careers, other sources of money and resources to provide for yourself during that time? Honest question, because I've heard rappers saying in they bars, and Don Q especially, say, if you're going to ask me for this amount of money, then you better be able to go out and do what it is that I feel like is another source of money. So if I find out that you can go out and make that amount of money doing something that you don't like to do, would you be willing to do that? For the fact that I found out that you can do it in other ways of income. Are you willing to do something else?
Like, meaning something else, meaning what? Like a 9 to 5 or something?
It's a 9 to 5. Maybe my mans know that, maybe my mans is doing something else that doesn't require you to strip and do dancing.
Right. I mean, if you're telling me I'm going to make the same amount of money as I am now dancing, then yes, I will. I do it to a certain extent. Like, it's all about how comfortable I am. So if I'm comfortable doing with whatever you're asking me to do, cool. But
So I know a lot of dancers like the type of men that go for that fast cash, them drug dealing money, under the table doing their thing. Are you willing to go and do that same thing because it makes the same amount of money, but it's a higher risk of getting caught? Would you be willing to go chase that bag with your man?
No, I would not be willing to sell drugs with my man.
Yo, it's a good question though, because a lot of women, maybe not, are willing to go for that bag because it is the same amount of money.
No, I wouldn't go sell drugs with my man. I would tell him, if you want me to stop dancing and you're telling me that you can sell drugs enough for the both of us, that's fine. But if you can't sell enough drugs for the both of us, baby, then we gotta do two different things. And my craft is dancing and your craft is selling drugs. So, I mean, it's all about, like I said, how you look at it. Once again, a big trust thing. And if your woman is down to do that, if your woman is down to stand beside you and do what you're asking her to do, then that's perfectly fine. Personally, me, I'm not submissive. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean, do whatever a man's telling me to do just because he doesn't like it. Like, you have to be bringing something to the table as well. Like, you just can't automatically assume that I'm just gonna stop doing what I'm doing because you don't want me to do it. What are you bringing to me to stop me from doing what I want to do?
Well, respectfully, like she said, respectfully, if you ain't able to do what it is that you got to do, without me having to do what I'm not ready to do, it's not going to work. But here you have it. First come from the person herself, from the woman who does what some people are not willing to do. Come right, come correct, and come respectfully before you bring this argument to the table, because it is about that money for herself and for the person she's ready to deal with and moving forward. But without further ado, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you show love, support. Go follow her on Instagram, go follow me on Instagram, and make sure you continue to show support. Thank you so much, and continue to be yourself. Thank you, and have a good day. Peace!